Hello and welcome to Bookworms. It's the show where we read a book and then talk about that book. I'm your host, Alex.
And I'm Joe.
How you doing, Joe?
I'm doing swell, Alex. A little tired. A lot of activity today.
Yeah, you look tired. You look old and tired.
Yeah. Not yet 40 though, so
Yeah.
but I do have that going in my favor.
Yeah. You're definitely in your late 30s, and it shows. But otherwise, I mean, like,
Yeah, you look like a spring chicken at your mid 30s there.
I do. I could totally pass for like 28 right now.
Except that you're not dead.
Yeah, I got this fresh haircut. Yeah, I'm not dead at 28. Great.
I remember when you turned 27, I was like, Alex, I got 1 year to get famous.
Yep. Yeah, that ain't gonna happen anymore. Please like and subscribe. That's our only chance.
So anyways, we got a book for you. Alex picked the book. What was the book, Alex?
It was The Lost Track of Time by Paige Britt.
This is a hard one to find.
Yes. So it was written in... Gosh, when was it written?
You think he would have looked this up beforehand?
It was written in 2015. I doubt it was a bestseller, but it's really good. It's also, I think it's the only novel that Paige Britt wrote. I think she also has one picture book, so she's not a very prolific name that you'll find in the world, but
Alex likes her, so that's all that counts.
I like this book. It's the only book by hers I've read, and it's the only book she has. So there's that.
You're just rambling now, Alex. Let's get to it.
Oh boy, Joe's feeling snarky today. It's past his bedtime. He's got to drink some milk and go to sleep.
Yeah, warm milk and some cookies, maybe.
Yeah.
Just like Santa.
And me, I'm gonna go
Cry for 3 hours and
me.
Go to a rave.
I'm gonna cry for 3 hours, go to a rave, chug a bunch of Red Bull, cry again. Oh man. Oh, to be young.
As you creep out on all the 18 and 20-year-olds.
Yeah. Yeah, you know me.
Anyways.
Yeah. All right. But yes. Anyway, this is a kid's book that we're talking about today.
There's a reason why there's an explicit warning on these podcasts, Alex, no matter which book we talk about.
This one's for the middle schoolers, so you know it's explicit.
The Lost Track of Time.
By Paige Britt. Yes. Have you read Alice in Wonderland?
I have not. I've watched the Disney movie, though.
Yes, I have also not read Alice in Wonderland. I'm assuming, though, this is a very similar spirit to that story.
I was hoping you read it so you could compare the two. You kind of failed here, Alex, as the literary person in the family.
It is shocking that me, as a recovering librarian, that I have not, especially a children's librarian, I have not read Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah, this is why you are no longer a librarian, I think. The
Yeah,
sole reason is because you did not read Alice in Wonderland.
It might be, actually. That's like...
It's kind of like, Librarian 101 for children's books, isn't it?
Yeah, it's up there. I mean, I've read a lot of kids' books, but sometimes, you can't read them all, and sometimes even the classics elude you. I've also never read...
I'm pretty sure you could have found it if you wanted to. They're usually in libraries alphabetical.
Yeah, they're in every library. Who wrote that? Lewis Carroll? Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah.
Go to the C section.
Yeah, the C section. Oh, goodness. Yeah, it's definitely in the same vein as Alice in Wonderland or Chronicles of Narnia, where a normal human winds up in a magic fantasy land and meets a bunch of kooky, strange characters that guide her on her journey home. I've also read very few of the Chronicles of Narnia.
You haven't read all 7 of them?
I have not.
Why not?
I don't know. I should read those.
You should read those.
Yeah, I remember Mom read us Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe, and I absolutely loved it when she did.
I remember when she read it to us, I asked her to read the next one, and she said, you have to read it. So I did. And then I read all of them.
Yeah.
There is diminishing returns on those, though.
Yeah, I know, Prince Caspian's big, Voyage of the Dawn Treader, but yeah, it's Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe's where it's at.
Yeah.
I remember the movie I hated.
You hated the movie?
I
Why?
hated the movie. Just the sudden shift where it's 1 minute they're in a snowy wasteland, and the next thing you know, it's flourishing springtime, and just a lot of the weird shifts in tonality and everything.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know. It's a very busy movie. There's a lot going on from when they first wander into Narnia to like the final battle.
Yeah, well, I mean, the books are short, but they definitely, the sentences pack a lot of information in each one.
Yeah, I mean, there's a masterpiece.
Yeah.
What can you say? This book, on the other hand, I wouldn't say it's a masterpiece, but it's good.
I thought it was okay.
Yes, it's very good. I like it.
Okay.
All right. Anyway, I'm going to read the back of the book now.
Okay,
Right.
please do.
Penelope is running out of time. She dreams of being a writer, but how can she pursue her passion when her mother schedules every minute of her life? And how will she ever prove that writing is worthwhile if her mother keeps telling her to get busy and be more productive? Then, one day, Penelope discovers a hole in her schedule, an entire day completely unplanned, and she mysteriously falls into it. What follows is a mesmerizing journey through the realm of possibility, where Penelope sets out to find and free the great Moodler, the one person who may have the answers she seeks. Along the way, she must face an army of clockworkers, battle the evil Kronos, take a daring flight of fancy, and save herself from the grip of time. And also in the back of the book, there's a bunch of like time phrases like spare time, high time, pressed for time, short time, kill time, due time, timetable. It's cool.
It's amazing how many time sayings she's able to pack into this book without it seeming like she's trying too hard.
Yeah, like all the things they have to battle, they're usually like some sort of pun, like and they're in the naughty woods, and it's like instead of the KNOT naughty or in the woods WOOD, they're like naughty like bad, and then woods like WOULD, and it's kind of funny because like the trees like have cast spells on them that make them like doubt themselves or want to like be like think of all the things they haven't done and like feel bad about themselves, and like it's just a cool play on words that they do. Where the wild boars, where it's like she's thinking she's looking out for pigs that attack you, but it's actually just like
a boring man.
Yeah, boorish people who talk only about themselves and like suck the life out of you. It's funny.
One complaint I had with this book, and I wrote a note here saying that it'd be good to read Alice in Wonderland as a comparison, like you said, kind of riffing off that story type, is it felt like this book would go right up to the line of absurd, and then the author would get nervous and step back from it.
Yeah, she does feel the need to explain everything, which I mean, the absurdism of Alice in Wonderland is one of its big draws that still like leaves it lasting to this day.
And watching the movies is just I assume that the Disney movie is relatively close, in at least some aspects, and it's just you're going from absurd party to absurd scenario, and it's just embracing it. Where this one, I felt like Britt would get a little nervous about where she's going with the story and say, "Oh, we gotta step back and start explaining things and make it more logical." And it's just like I wanted you to go keep going with that crazy thought you had.
Yeah, and like it's a fast moving book. There's a lot going on in 300 pages here, but I did want to read the opening sentence.
Okay.
All right, because that's my first complaint about the book.
Oh, you have complaints?
Yes. Beep 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 beep. Penelope dragged one eye open and then the other. She'd been dreaming about a fire-eating lizard that spoke in riddles. The lizard was right in the middle of telling her something important when the alarm went off. She glared at the clock. It glared back. 6 a.m. Do you know why I have a problem with that sentence?
Because she's waking up.
Because she's waking up at the start of the book.
And that was my first book I picked in season 1. You had that same complaint. I wrote that note right here. My first note. Oh, Alex picked a book where the protagonist is waking up at the beginning of the book.
Yeah, I've forgotten that's how it starts. I read that and we were like, oh, that's the first thing I'm going to talk about. Okay. Much like the Coldest Girl in Cold Town, it does get better from there. But definitely a weak opening. As any writer knows, avoid adverbs. Don't start with an alarm going off.
Or just a person waking up.
Yes.
Since we're kind of comparing to Alice in Wonderland, remember the book we read, Alice, for this podcast, Alex?
Yes.
How close to that are we?
Well, maybe we should do a dark fantasy retelling of Lost Track of Time. See what happens. Is there going to be love between Penelope and and Dill? We'll see.
Yeah. No. Any. Oh, we won't go there.
Yeah.
Alice was very dark.
Yes, it
covered a lot of dark subjects. So yeah, Penelope wakes up, and Mom has her summer all planned out to the minute.
Yep, her days are filled with chores and schooling, and like she's taking the this joke's like she's taking the pre SATs because she's in like 7th grade, but she's still doing SAT prep because her mom wants her to succeed in life, but in doing so she's sacrificing her daughter's childhood. That's basically the whole theme, is just like being a kid and enjoying life while you are still young and still have that chance to be to dilly-dally and explore your interests. That's the whole theme of the book. If it's not painfully obvious just by reading the back of the book. But yeah, her mom has her whole life planned out. There's no fun. She gets like 2 15-minute breaks throughout the day, and she tries to go visit her neighbor.
Yeah, her neighbor, who is all about just letting her mind wander and not worrying about time. And Penelope wants to become an author. She wants to be a writer. So she's like saying, okay, if I start doing what my mom wants as fast as I can, I'll earn myself some more time off so that I can, maybe be rewarded with time to write. But because she becomes so focused on getting all her, goal oriented, trying to get all of her tasks done, she realizes she's lost the ability to write. She's lost her creativity.
Yes, anytime she does get a chance to think of something, she'd sit down with a pen and paper, nothing comes to mind. And also she gets so efficient, like her mom keeps packing more stuff into her schedule.
There's always more to do.
Yeah, because it's like anybody who's been an adult for more than 5 minutes knows, like, the more you get done at like a job or something, the more they're going to give you. It's not like, oh, you've earned an extra break, you've worked so hard. It's like, oh, cool, here's another task.
At the same rate of pay.
Yeah, same rate of pay, and oh, God, it's so much fun.
Yeah. But then all of a sudden, there's a day where the schedule is blank.
Yep, her mom flips the schedule open, and apparently, the pages were stuck together originally, so there's nothing there.
Yeah. So Penelope takes this chance to run away to the neighbor's house, who warns her, hey, if you have a big blank like that, you could be careful because you could fall into it.
Yep, and then...
And we have a Wizard of Oz moment where she falls into the hole, or I guess...
Alice in Wonderland.
But even Wizard of Oz, where as she's falling down, she's seeing images going by. And...
Yeah, I have read that one.
You have read that? I've seen the movie.
Yeah, I have read The Wonderful Wizard of Oz. Yes. Anyway,
actually, I haven't read The Wonderful Wizard of Oz. I think you had me read it.
Yeah, it's damn good.
It was good. Yeah.
The movie takes out the entire second half of the book, but I think it improves it, honestly. But yeah, she magically falls into a hole in her schedule, much like falling into a rabbit hole, and she wakes up in a magical land.
Who would have thunk it?
Yeah, and she's immediately greeted by Dill. Well, I'm guessing I didn't understand his name. I was actually driving down. I was like, does that mean like dilly dally or something like that?
I don't know. I took it as dill, like the seasoning that nobody likes.
Or the pickle. Oh, that's actually the joke in the book. Yeah. She's like the pickle, and he's all like, yes, like the pickle.
Yeah, he's just a goofy character. He's kind of a almost like a Scarecrow from Wizard of Oz. That's kind of how I kept referring to him. He's kind of brainless, but still kind of smart.
Yeah, I was comparing him to Mad Hatter.
Okay. Well, I think that's what he's supposed to be referenced to as, but to me, I started getting like really heavy Wizard of Oz vibes the further we got into the book.
Yeah, he's like any of these fall into a magical land, he's like your tour guide. Essentially, he tells you what things are, and like whether it's Mad Hatter or Mr. Tumnus or really any of those, or Scarecrow, literally any of those. they'll be able to explain things, and speaks in expository writing and explains what things are. And so he brings her to his home. They have a tea time, and it's funny, he's got like a weird souffle where like the smoke is so thick or the steam is so thick they eat the steam instead of the actual souffle.
Yeah, everything's based off of mushrooms.
Yeah.
And it's kind of weird. Again, this is one of those deals where it's like we're going into the extreme craziness, and all of a sudden it's like we're going to back off from that.
Yeah, and he kind of explains the history, because they're in the realm of possibility, where anything's possible.
Yeah.
And
we get a quick explanation of the history of the world there.
Yep, it was created by the great Moodler, this person who could just moodle and think up anything, and then it would become reality.
Yeah.
And then the evil Kronos, he realized people were wasting their time, and so he
took control.
He took control. He created, he put clocks up everywhere. He came up with all these phrases, like one today is worth two tomorrows, and things like that.
And we find out, a little bit of a spoiler, but we find out that he's the one that created the schedule in Penelope's world.
Yes, all the schedule has a bunch of quotes on each day, and they're all quotes that Kronos had come up with.
Because we find out he's actually just a kind of a pathetic soul that realized he could gain power if he took control of everyone's time.
And also spoiling the end, I thought it was actually kind of cool because she wasn't just saying like, oh yeah, just take go out there and moodle and waste away, not waste away, but like you spend each day imagining, using your imagination and creating and all these wonderful things. Actually take the time at the end to say like, oh yeah, actually Kronos did have some good ideas and he made some really good points about not wasting time. Mm-hmm. His problem was he tried to force everyone into his way of thinking, and that's where the problem lies. Because yeah, you should have schedules and you should have structure, but at some point you do need to step back and moodle.
Yeah, so they're trying to find the Great Moodler because she's been banished from the land, and this is again where I'm thinking we're getting into the realm of Wizard of Oz, because I'm like, ooh, the Great Moodler maybe is the neighbor that just always was moodling on Earth plane, and that doesn't happen.
Yeah, it was actually it was a bummer. Like, yeah, you could have.
Yeah, I felt like there were certain characters that could have been translated, because we had spent enough time in Penelope's world before she went to this mythical world to have characters connected, and there were some characters that could have connected, like her father, her mother, the neighbor.
Yeah, like in Wizard, at least in the movie, like Wizard of Oz, like the farmhands were the three, like the Tin Man.
Yeah, and the Wicked Witch was the evil neighbor that wanted to kill her dog. So it felt like you could have had some more connections going back and forth and kind of bring that whole dreamscape that Alice in Wonderland and Wizard of Oz kind of bring at you. It's like, hey, was it all a dream or was it real? Does it matter?
Yeah, exactly. And obviously you don't want to be follow those too closely, because you want it to be your own thing. But yeah, there could have been some more tie-in between, rather than just like the guy who wrote your calendar is the bad guy.
Yeah. As I said, I felt like explanation of why, or explanation for Penelope of why her mother turned out the way she did, or the way or why her father is kind of just like he just kind of follows her the mother's every whim, and even though he clearly wants to have more of a life like Penelope does, because he had a creative life, and then as he said early in the book that it wasted away my life, and thank God for your mother putting me straight, and now I do this great job that pays so much and I never see you guys.
Yeah, he's essentially become a clockworker.
Yeah. So I said, I feel like there could have been connections there that, whether it was obvious, like I said, Wizard of Oz, or something a little bit more, I don't know the word for it, but just where you can make that connection, but it doesn't have to be told to you.
Yeah, like a metaphor, essentially.
Yeah, a metaphor.
Or an analogy.
Yeah, and I think, I don't know if Paige Britt had that talent to do that analogy metaphor type thing, because she has to explain everything in this.
Yeah, she really does.
It is.
A couple times even, sometimes.
Yeah.
Especially like the Flights of Fancy, she she really hammers home the flights of fancy.
Yeah, and it's at times I'm like, stop telling us we can figure this out on our own. Even middle schoolers can figure this out. They're smart kids.
Yeah, some of it's like a modern writer thing. They just love explaining their jokes and like allegories and everything.
I mean, that's why like when we talked about A Monster Calls, I'm like, no, this should be one of the greatest modern classics for children's literature, because it just put you through it and left you out on the other side like, okay, now we got to figure this out.
Yeah, like the monster explains it at the end, but it still leaves a lot open to interpretation, and like it causes you to analyze your own life.
Yeah.
Whereas this book kind of lays it out for you.
Yeah, so I felt like this book definitely had a lot of weakness. That's what I said. I thought it was okay. I thought it was interesting. It had really good aspects to it, but it's just like at the end of the day, it's like, this is not a, let's bring this book home and read it to the kids kind of thing. It's just, okay, that's kind of forgettable.
Yeah, I did tell one of your kids today that she might like it. So
yeah, you did. I was there.
Oh yeah, that's right.
You're like, your dad has a copy. Take his. So anyways, we're getting ahead of ourselves. We're jumping all over the place. Yeah. So it's chaos. Yeah. It's mayhem. Yeah.
So they try and locate the Great Moodler. Dill has this thinking cap that he gives to Penelope to have her just put it on, don't think, and see what comes to mind.
And nothing came to mind.
And nothing came to mind, which very genius in the end how that works. But
yeah, that was so one of the so there was a lot of aspects of genius in this, and that was definitely one of the good twists.
Yeah, like explaining the concept of nothing as being something is like, it's always a fun thing to do. I've seen it in a few stories, and it's like, writers seem to like that idea, but it's it works out really well in this book how that does, because that's where they find the Moodler.
And nothing. But one thing so when we talked about the boars and what's one of the other the trees that
the Naughty Woods.
Naughty Woods. After because it keeps happening over and over and over again. These villainous type creatures, or just obstacles. Dill will tell Penelope, "Oh, it's this thing," and she'll think, "Oh, think earthly, our world type stuff." She never, until well after the fact, every time she never is like, "Hey, maybe this is a play on words." She never wants. She doesn't learn or grow throughout the whole most of the story on her trip to the city.
Yeah, it's not until they get to what's the city's name?
I don't know.
Chronosville. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's not until they get to the city that she actually starts to show her intelligence and growth. Because the whole thing is she's too afraid to stand up to her mom and advocate for herself. And so we don't see that at first, and through the woods, and she's able to rescue Dill from the boar, and she's able to Dill helps her through the Naughty Woods, and then they meet the cuckoo.
Yeah.
But it's she struggles early on to kind of get a grasp as a character.
Yeah, so they get to the city and are immediately captured.
Yep, they're found loitering at a crossroads, which is another play on words, I guess. Then, they're thrown in jail, and they're charged with wasting time. And they go...
and the sentence is, something like 10 minutes, but it's you can never gain 10 minutes because you're just so busy all the time.
Yeah, you can never make up for lost time, is what they say, and that kind of builds... kind of goes into the whole schedule thing, whereas no matter how fast you work, they're just going to give you another task. It's not, you didn't make up for that lost time, they just crammed your time with more things.
Yeah, so it's 10 minutes is a life sentence, essentially.
Yeah, and they're sentenced to work in the clock tower.
Yeah.
And
so this is another thing, I thought the whole thing was brilliant, but I felt we should have met Kronos then, instead of when we do, because we don't meet him till almost the very end.
Yeah, he doesn't come in until they...
And I felt like it was like we needed some sort of meeting with him or something more ominous leading up to him.
Yeah, we should have met Kronos before we met the Moodler. So I think we meet the Moodler first, right?
Yes, we do.
All right. So yeah, it's if you gotta see the villain before you see like you gotta meet the Wicked Witch before you meet Glinda. I know you meet Glinda first, but
Well, you gotta meet the Wicked Witch before you get to Oz, and then you find out and that's the twist of that movie or that book is actually Oz, the Wizard of Oz is not actually that good. He's not really a wizard per se. He's not this all powerful being like he claims to be. So there's that twist there. This you get Kronos so late. There's no room for a twist other than he has a famous book on your world.
yeah, he's I don't know. Like yeah, it could add a little more. Like I know the characters are more like caricatures or what do you call it when they caricature is a good word. They're not like fully fleshed, complex human beings. Like Penelope's the timid girl, and Dill's the explorer whose confidence is shaken, and yada yada. Like he's the cowardly lion. Essentially, he's just looking for his courage or whatever. And Penelope's just God, I'm losing my train of thought. But Kronos is he's just a bad guy. He's got his worldview that he's forced onto everybody else, and there's no like real motivation behind it, other than just he thought people were wasting their time.
Yeah, I thought his reasoning was sound, like his whole thing, because it's a kind of a analogy to the whole like communist movement, where hey, if we all get together, things will get better, but then who's in charge? Well, I have to be in charge because I'm the one with the plan, and therefore, you have to listen to me, and if whatever I say has to be right, because if I'm wrong, then our whole meaning for this new form of government is meaningless. So I know I'm probably reading way more into it, but I felt that was, his power grab made sense. It wasn't necessarily to be evil. That's just how he ended up, because the path he chose did not allow for other people's ideas and thoughts and actions to be of value.
Yes, he's doing like the wrong thing for the right reasons, essentially.
Yeah, exactly. So.
Yeah, because he thinks he's right. Like from his point of view, he's not the bad guy. He's saving humanity by making them a more productive species.
And while they're not actually doing anything productive other than just building clocks and expanding a city forever, that they don't actually need, because nobody actually uses the city other than to work. So he just that's all logical. I thought that was done really well, but we needed to meet him sooner.
Yeah, it also gives city versus country vibes, like because the big industrialized city is this awful place. It's got that shadow of doubt over it, which is like spreading and expanding. But like everyone who lives in the woods on the outskirts is like flourishing and happy, and it's not without peril, but it's
they're literally the city people are literally mowing down mountains to expand their city.
Yeah, the range of
possibility.
Yeah, that's what it was. And the range of possibility is like that's where the cuckoo that they meet lives, and it's like they're gonna take him there to look for the Moodler, but then it's been destroyed, and they have to look where they least expect it, which is in Kronos City.
Yeah, so Penelope and Dill are put to work in the clock factory, and Dill realizes they meet was it Father Time or
Father Time in the prison cell,
and he's gone totally cuckoo because he just sleeps until they feed him cheese or whatever, and then he stays awake long enough to eat, then falls back to sleep in his giant beard. But he gives them the clue of, hey, the only way to get out of this is to stop time. And Dill realizes, hey, there's a door to escape by the clock tower. If you go out there, at least we can figure out how to stop time. And he creates a distraction. Penelope runs. Dill gets captured, but she makes it outside the clock tower. Now she has to figure out how to stop time.
Yeah, she does that by literally stopping the face of the clock. So she grabs onto the second hand of the clock as it's going by and just goes for a ride on it.
until she can wedge herself between the second hand and the minute hand and force it to stop, and it breaks the spell that Kronos had put over the whole world.
Yeah, she destroys the clock tower and she blows herself into an entirely different realm, the realm of impossibility.
Where she meets the Great Moodler.
Yep, because that's where, when they said nothing comes to mind, she finds the Moodler in the great nothing of impossibility, the things that aren't yet believed to be possible. So it's a great big, just imagine no background, just white, and everything is just created in their imagination. When they're sitting down eating food or sitting on couches, they're sitting in nothing. Actually, I had an old quote from that.
Okay.
These days, this is a great Moodler talking, these days people don't know anything about nothing. They don't pay the least bit of attention to it. If you can't see it, taste it, hear it, or touch it, it must not be important. Did you know there's not a thing in the world that didn't start out right here? So yeah, she's saying, it's a fun concept to talk about, like the whole something coming out of nothing, and like everything comes out of the impossible, because everything was once impossible.
Yeah, and basically, as soon as you imagine it, it leaves that realm and goes into the realm of possibilities, because once you imagine it, it becomes possible.
Yeah, essentially. If you dream it, you can do it.
Yeah. So they start battling Kronos to take back the world, so they had to, the little fluffy things, what are those called again?
The Flights of Fancy?
Flights of Fancy. They had to feed them with their thoughts, so they had to do some big moodling. And they're trying to take away the cloud, and
it's the shadow of doubt is the cloud.
Shadow of doubt, and bring light back to the city and free all the people.
In the meantime, Kronos has gotten his clockworkers to repair the clock, and Dill has apparently been turned into a clockworker as well.
That's what we're told. And Penelope can see this, and she freaks out, and instead of doing what the Great Moodler said, of if we just moodle enough, we will break the spell and we can save him later, because he will be you can save him. She's like, I gotta go save him right now, and flies in her flight of fancy all the way back into the clock tower, where she promptly gets captured.
Yep, she gets the same kind of capture, like a robotic arm picks her up and drops her into a trapdoor thing.
And that's where we finally meet Kronos.
Yep, Kronos. He's got one of those cool hypnotist watches. He's trying to convert her to be a clockworker.
Yeah, he's your classic mustache twirling villain with a triangle head and a top hat.
He's got a hell of a mustache too. It's cool.
Yeah. These books are do have pictures in them, so and the artwork is kind of fun.
Yeah, it is. It's all got like a nice purple theme to it. It's cool.
Yeah. But yeah, so she has to now battle being hypnotized and being told that she needs to become a good worker, which she does quite handedly once she realizes the trick of the magic.
Yeah, because he asks her, what time is it? And by like giving him the time, you essentially like fall under his spell. But I don't know.
I forget what the thing she said was to break his hold.
She says the time is now.
Yeah.
And that breaks the spell. It's very much this book's very much about living in the present. So realizing, the time is now. It's always going to be now. She doesn't fall under the spell of like, oh crap, it's 3:00. I gotta get this done by 5:00. So she's just living that whole idea of living for the moment. And
so she's
the spell.
Yeah, she's able to break out of the box. She sees Kronos giving a speech, and they take Dill into Kronos' lair.
Yeah, and there's a bunch of like drooped clocks.
Yeah, that she can tell are other people that have been turned into grandfather clocks that are basically have run out of time.
Yeah, they've run out of time. They feel the weight of time on them, so they're all drooped over. It's really cool.
Yeah, again, a lot of good concepts. And it would have been cool if she just kind of, went with it. But every time she pulls back a little bit, it's like, but if you just kept going, it would have been great.
Yeah, it gets very episodic in some respects. It's like we never really see the wild boars again, or it's like sort of gets monster of the weekish.
Yeah, but so they have another battle in the lair, and I forget how did that one go.
Oh God, how does it go?
It's been a long time since I read it. Well, me and Alex and I are a little out of sync on reading our books. So
yeah, we had a bit of a delay between recordings.
Yeah.
So schedules aren't syncing up as well as we hoped. But anyway, yeah, they essentially, when the spell gets broken, the whole, like, the city begins to crumble around them. And we find out Dill was not, in fact, turned into a clockworker because he was talking about mushroom spores.
Yeah, and he put them in his ear, mushrooms in his ear, so they couldn't actually hear anything.
Yeah, he couldn't hear the clock ticking, so that he was able to avoid being turned into that. It's also why he couldn't hear her when she was calling out his name.
But it felt like one of those deals where that one was an explanation after the fact, because he clearly was, it was kind of like how do we break him of the spell easily kind of thing.
Yeah, I think Paige Britt was kind of wrote herself into a hole. And was like, how am I going to get him out of this?
But yeah, so I felt like that was a little ham-fisted.
It's like, how's an 11-year-old going to take down an entire city?
Yeah.
All right.
But so we beat Kronos. He's not killed, but he's chased out of the city. And the Great Moodler returns to great fanfare. And they start making plans on rebuilding their world of possibility.
Yep, they start working on rebuilding the range. It's a whole land. The land's going to come back, be restored to its former glory. And that's where they point out, like, oh yeah, Kronos did have make some good points, but his problem was he tried to get everyone to live his way. And
yeah.
You can't do that. And then
not a good libertarian there.
And then
what a bear.
You're getting political over there, talking about communism and libertarians.
I was trying to make a reference to the libertarian book we read, Alex.
That's true. Man, good times. I miss that book.
Yeah,
I don't miss that book. I don't know. I didn't like that book very much. I liked
it better the first time we read it.
I liked talking with Haley about it.
Yeah, talking to Haley about it was good.
Yeah, but
I want Haley to get back on the show again.
I know. Yeah, when you come back, Haley, you've been called out.
But yeah, so Penelope realizes that she needs to go home.
Yep. Yeah, it's not her world. This is where she's in your classic hero's journey, and the hero always has to come home in that story arc. So
she's gonna go have a sit down with her mom and say, "This is how it's gonna be, and we're gonna find a happy medium." And she goes home and realizes, "Hey, I have a story now," and because she'd been taking notes in her notebook, and she's like, "Hey, this is gonna be a great story that will win me a competition and lots of money." And therefore, mom and dad will be like, "Oh, I guess you can be a writer because you can make money writing."
Yeah.
But you know what we don't get? Confrontation with mom. It ends before that.
Which I think is a good idea. Like, it's just leave it open ended like that. Like, is she gonna be able to break free or is she not, based on what just happened here? And I like open ended things like that.
I normally do, but I felt this story needed something because I said it's already no connection between the two worlds where, like I said, the Great Moodler I was expecting to be the neighbor and the mother and the father being involved somehow. They're the boring teachers at school or the friends at school other kids at school that were kind of making fun of her and knew all this stuff and
the know-it-alls.
But none of that was reconnected. So you needed something to bridge that to show that she did grow and maybe stop it before meeting her mom and saying, "Okay, we're gonna go have a talk, mom," and stop it there. But we stop before we even see the mom again.
Like, you see Penelope change throughout the course of the book, like especially in the second half. Like, she becomes much more confident in herself. But yeah, is that confidence going to translate into her confronting her domineering mother?
And I felt like you needed that last aspect to complete it, to say, yeah, she did, that growth did hold. Because I said throughout the whole first half of the book especially, none of the lessons were sticking. So it's like, to me, it says, oh yeah, she's going to go home and then maybe she talks to her mom, maybe she doesn't, but she's probably not going to improve her goals.
Is that your prediction? She won't be able to improve? I think she's definitely got a battle. It's not just going to be like, have a conversation with mom, and then mom will be like, oh yeah, you're right, I am doing it. Like she's tried to talk to her mom, and her mom just kind of ignores her. So how's it going to change now that she's had, this gap in her schedule?
Yeah.
But at the same time, I also like the open-ended thing.
It's just, I feel like it's still done open-ended, but you had to connect something here, and instead of just leaving, oh, we're gonna go have the conversation with mom now.
Yeah.
The end.
It would be good to see, like, even if the mom was just like willing to sit down and listen, like,
because like say she did run away from home.
Yeah.
And yeah, the mom probably knows that she's probably at the neighbor's house, but yeah, hey, sweetie, you've been gone for 6 hours. We were scared for you. What's going on? And maybe the mother saying, are we pushing you too hard? Yeah, have like now have that possibility. Now that she has an opening, instead of still have it open ended, like, yeah, we're gonna have a conversation. We're not gonna tell you what the outcome of that conversation, but say, yeah, we can have a conversation now.
Yeah, this is like, yeah, you get that hope. You get that sense of hope from Penelope being changed. In reality, no time has passed from when she fell into the schedule to when she came back out of it. So it's like, has the mom changed at all? Yeah.
So I said, I wanted something more than just, okay, book over. You know, maybe it'll change, maybe it won't. I was like, no, let's. The next logical step is, no, you have to have. You know, be able to go home and say, hey, mom, you know, this is wrong. But so you don't have to have the outcome. Leave that open ended, but you still have to have that last little push.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Like, either way, I kind of like that it wasn't fully resolved, because at that point it gets like wrapped up in a neat little bow, and like, yeah, there's time and space for that, but I like a little more complexity to my kids' books.
It doesn't need to be wrapped in a neat bow. You can still leave it open ended, but you need that final step of something. Something. There is potential to happen other than, oh, I'm just gonna go home now. Like, you know, like it basically says like she was lost in her own head for 10 minutes kind of thing.
Yeah. Like, just show the mom having a willingness to listen for even a little, like, just an inkling of that. And, yeah, then you're like, oh, things will change, as opposed to, like, are they going to change?
Or if things could change. Yeah. As I said, if instead of saying, yeah, you've been in your own head for 10 minutes, hey, you've been out for, like, 6 hours. You need to go home now.
Yeah.
And then mom being like, we've been looking all over for you. Where have you been? You know, is it us?
Yeah, like another page.
Yeah, so you're not talking, you know, much more. And I said you don't need to resolve anything. It's just said, you know, like Wizard of Oz. You know, Dorothy wakes up and you were there and you were there and you were there and I learned all this stuff. It's like, okay, that's nice, sweetie. But it's like, okay, yeah, something you can definitely see she's changed her perspective. And she's going to be a different person, even if the other characters are still going to just kind of continue on as they are.
Yeah, and like, yeah, they're all showing care for Dorothy at the end of the movie. And
yeah, where at the beginning you didn't see that.
Yeah.
She was just in the way.
Yeah, and then she's also showing a greater appreciation for the people around her as well.
Yeah, so it says so you still open ended, like, yeah, she's still probably going to be the little girl in the way that's just kind of on cloud 9 wandering around, not sure what to do with herself, and they're going to get annoyed with her again. But
maybe we'll see someday.
Maybe book 2.
Yeah.
You think there'll be
I don't know what's going to happen at this point, buddy.
Final thoughts, Alex.
Like you said, you said it was okay, but it's got its flaws for sure. It's a good book. I do recommend it to all you young readers out there.
They can't listen to the show because the show's listed as explicit.
Yeah, I think it's a good book for adults too. It's like, you know, like reading it as an adult. It's a good reminder. Like, hey, you still gotta, like, we all have busy lives, but you gotta make time to think and dream and create things. Whether, you know, like you and I both like to write, or whether you're building things, or just do the things you love. You know, so you can't just be working and doing chores and, you know, checking your bank accounts all day. You have to actually, like, do things for you that make you feel alive and enjoy the time that you're given.
Yeah, that's why you live in a hovel and I live in a mansion, right, Alex?
Exactly. Yeah.
Because you're just moodling all day long in dreamland, and I'm checking my bank account.
Exactly. Oh gosh, yeah, it's a good time.
Yeah,
it's my mud hut.
So some questions for you, Alex.
Right, do it up.
How does Penelope change over the course of the novel? What drives her growth? So I guess we kind of touched on it, but
she definitely becomes more confident as the story goes along. She goes from just like being able to get a word in edgewise with the wild boars to taking down an entire city of clockworkers.
I think she also realizes that time is not the enemy. If you look at it from a different direction, different way, because by the end she realizes, hey, yeah, like we said, your time. You can't just moodle all day and just be in, the clouds all day. You still have to do stuff to get stuff done, but there's good aspects and bad aspects, and one extreme versus the other is no. I guess she's getting a more nuanced look at instead of looking at two extremes.
Yeah, yeah. You can't just walk around with your head in the clouds all day because you'll die of starvation. But yeah, you can't also just be a rigid clock watching guy because then you lose that zest for life. So yeah, she definitely learns that, and she becomes a more confident person, and I think that's it's cool how she is able to kind of grow quickly. It's a quick story, and she's goes from 0 to 100 pretty fast in a cool way.
Did any characters frustrate you or make choices you disagree with? Why?
I'll say Dill could have been cooler. He's we kind of glossed over his character, but he's like, I don't know, like we said, he's like the Mad Hatter tour guide of the world, and he definitely fades away in the second half. I think that's part of out of necessity because we got to show Penelope's growth as like she loses her, like the guy who's been helping her, and she has to figure it out on her own, even though she just winds up in the hands of the Great Moodler anyway. But like I don't know, he's just he always seems to have the answers no matter what, even after they get captured and stuff. Like he knows how to avoid all the clockwork stuff to prevent getting turned into a clockworker. But like it would have been cool if he like didn't know something, because like he has his own story arc where he feels like a failed explorer because he was looking for the Great Moodler and he couldn't find her. But even that was wrapped up in a little bow, and they decide that Penelope is also a Great Moodler because she's able to moodler her way back into the realm of possibility. And
that felt like one of those write it in after the fact kind of things.
Yeah, and like, well, where nothing comes to mind is like a good play on words. Like having Penelope also be the Great Moodler is kind of lame. I don't know. It's like Paige Britt's way of saying like everyone's a great moodler when you think about it. But at the same time, like if everyone's a great moodler, no one is. Go with the Incredibles there.
What do you think the author is saying about routines and habits?
Well, she kind of lays it out for you right at the end. Like you said, she explains literally everything in this book. So it's good, but it should not be your everything. Like you shouldn't get 2 15-minute breaks throughout the day. You should have a lot of time to kind of break free and explore and have time to yourself to do what you love. But routines and habits are also important, because that's what keeps you healthy and safe and secure.
Would you have rewritten the ending at all, or would you keep it exactly the same? I know. We got my opinion.
I do like. I don't know. I definitely don't want the wrap it all up in a bundle. I liked your idea of just having some sort of confrontation with her mother at the very end, because the mother's not really like I don't know. We see change in Penelope, so you want to see change in the parents too, because honestly, like the mom is the primary antagonist in the story,
and she was a big part of the story for the first third. I mean, because it takes a long time to get into this other world. It's we spend a good third of the book in Penelope's world. As we get that routine put down and her going to class and her doing all the chores. The mother is a large presence in that third of the book, so it would have been nice to have some sort of something with her at the end. Than just maybe I'll talk to her.
Well, she will talk to her.
But again, we don't know if she'll follow through.
Yeah, no, I like how it does end with her making her own schedule. I think that's a good way to end it. Oh. And it's got one of the less offensive quotes. The one today is worth 2 tomorrows in it. So it's to start the schedule, and it's like talk to my parents, and then anything is possible. And I think that's a good way to end it. I think that's why she didn't have the confrontation, because she thought it was a good ending, and it is a good ending, a good way to end the story. just with anything is possible. So like she truly believes in herself. But yeah, I think it would have been good to give the mom a little redemption at the end as well.
As we keep saying, this is a bit of I wrote rip-off, but I don't think it's a true rip-off of Alice in Wonderland. It's a retelling, maybe.
Call it inspiration.
Inspiration. Does it hurt the novel, or would you consider it like a updated, modernized version that enhances the original tale?
I think that's probably one of its biggest problems, honestly, is how it very closely follows those other stories we keep looping back to, whether it's Wizard of Oz or Narnia, Wonderland. It's just it's showing that like a lot of these plot points have been done and been done better, and it's like I think it's good that she wrote this and she has her own unique voice, and it's very well done. It's just there's a lot already in this genre that are considered like children's classics, and this is far from the only story of this, like people being sucked into fantasy realms. So it's just sort of, I wish it stood out better from the rest. Like it's one of the more obscure books I've chosen, but I feel like it could be like a lost little treat. I'm not gonna ever call it a classic, but it's definitely it's an enjoyable read if you can find it.
It definitely had elements of it could be great if you just went a little bit further with us, like the way she was able to write in all those time quotes and weave them into the story where it didn't use it. That could have very easily been just annoying, and I didn't think that it was. Like I wasn't rolling my eyes for most of them. A couple of them I was like, okay.
The book is loaded with puns.
Yeah,
like it's so depending on your tolerance for puns, it's
But I said I thought.
I love puns.
Yeah, so I thought the puns were well done enough that, some people are going to be turned off by it, but I think a lot of people are like, that was a clever way to put that pun on time in there. So it was just, I thought that there were bits of brilliance in there, but then she would, like we said, keep saying, she'd bite herself in the foot there and take...
Bite herself in the foot.
To spite her own toe, spite her own thumb, but by over explaining and backing away from the truly fantastical to something more explainable.
Yeah, and like I don't know, it's I don't know, it sounds like I'm bashing the book, but I really do like it. But yeah, it's not like really upper echelon. This level, this kind of storytelling, like Alice in Wonderland is. This book is very good. It's good. I say it's better than a lot of what you can read these days.
So if not S tier, is it A tier, B tier, C tier?
Put it B tier.
B tier. I guess I could see that.
I think it's like I said, it's a good book to read if you're a kid who's like needs that kind of support of like, oh yeah, imagination's a good thing. And also as an adult, where if you need to read it and be like, oh yeah, like following a strict, rigid, regimented schedule, as helpful as that can be. Like I also need to take time for myself.
Okay. Anything else you want to say for this book, Alex?
Yeah, it's a good book. Give it a read if you can find it. Yeah. What do you think's more obscure, this one or Bull that I've chosen?
Bull.
Bull is more obscure.
Yeah. This one, I had a hard time finding. Like Bull, I forget where I found that one. This one, I got lucky. I went on to thriftbooks.com and just, screw it, I'll just see if they have it. Yeah, we got a used copy. Okay, bye.
Yeah, I got mine on Amazon. Spent some Bezos bucks on it.
Yeah, but it was, so I think this, this one might be more obscure, but like the Bull, I'd put that into the search and I wouldn't even have, like I found the book, but like the original search is like author and title, nothing would show up.
Yeah. On the scale of kids' books I've chosen, where would you rank this one?
Middle of the road.
Middle of the road, so...
Yeah. Better than the Porcelain Doll.
Edward Tulane?
Edward Tulane. I said the A Monster Calls, you're not going to beat that one, I don't think.
Yeah, no, that's
That book, I think, should be in every middle school, elementary school level reading.
Yeah, Monster Calls is probably one of the best kids books ever written.
Yeah, so that
it hits as a kid, as an adult. It's just it's a near perfect book.
Yeah, so
like I'm not. Yeah, I would say. I don't know. Honestly, I liked Edward Tulane better than this one, but this book is still an enjoyable one for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think Edward Tulane, I just got bored with eventually. Where this one was quick enough, where we're just moving along quick enough that it was okay. And again, it's 300 pages, but there's a lot of pictures in it.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's actually a lot longer than Edward Tulane is. Edward Tulane you can bang out in like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, this one's it's up there. I like this one. It's obviously stuck with me. I read it like 4 years ago, and I've always thought about it. It's like being really good. So I did enjoy it the second time around. I would recommend it to just about anybody.
Okay. So next month is my pick, Alex.
Oh yes.
And I'm going a sight unseen.
I think you mean so anyway. Next month is your month. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm going a sight unseen on this book, but I have a
Joe's doing a sight unseen
book. But I have a good feeling about this one, Alex. The book is called So Anyways by John Cleese.
Yes.
The famous John Cleese that is the iconic
the most famous Python of all the Monty Pythons.
Yeah, the most recognizable out of all of them, even though arguably not the funniest, but
who is the funniest Python though?
The one that died, what's his name? Graham
Chapman.
Graham Chapman, yeah. Being more familiar with John Cleese, that he's the obvious answer. But if you get into the Python backlog and all the original show and all their movies, and you start learning who's actually doing a lot of the writing, you realize Graham is the genius behind it, and the reason why when he died, they were like, yeah, okay, we can't do this anymore.
Yeah, I always thought Eric Idle was incredibly funny.
Oh, I'm not saying
what I understand is like everybody, like all the rest of the Pythons don't like Eric Idle, but they were all. It's like I don't know. We're getting into probably a conversation we could have next month, but it's like they're like. I don't think anybody, like, if you take one person out of Monty Python, it's not as good because like they all contributed in different ways, and they were all very, very funny in their own ways. So it's like, it's
But so I believe it's a memoir. I'm not totally sure because John Cleese can do that sort of thing. I'm writing a memoir, and then it ends up being a completely off the wall something else.
Yeah. So John Cleese. I honestly I always saw him more like. Before I even watched anything related to Monty Python, like I knew who he was.
Yes, he is.
So he's definitely the most famous of them all.
Yes,
he's really like
he's the big Hollywood actor because after the Monty Python group broke up, he's the one that kept in the limelight in front of the camera, where the rest of them kind of went behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah, Michael Palin started doing travel documentaries, and Terry Gilliam became a very good director. But we've talked about Terry Gilliam with Fear and Loathing, but. But John Cleese was both an award-winning screenwriter and an accomplished actor. Like he played Q in James Bond. Like he's got to be.
He did. What was that zoo movie where he's saving the zoo?
Heavenly Creatures.
Maybe where it was Jamie Lee Curtis is in it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I know which one you're talking about. Yeah, it's like the.
It's a terrible movie, but I remember as a kid cracking up about it the whole time.
I actually know which one you're talking about because I'm a big fan of the movie he wrote, A Fish Called Wanda.
Yeah.
And that's like essentially the movie you're talking about is a spiritual sequel to that, so it has all the same actors in it.
Yeah.
With just like a different kind of like plot layout.
I have not watched A Fish Called Wanda. It has always been on my list to watch. I just never got around to it.
Oh, you gotta watch it. It's so funny.
So anyways, by John Cleese will be our next book.
As you can tell, we're both very excited about this.
Yes. Say it unseen, and we're like, okay, is it going to live up to expectations?
Yeah. The first time I ever saw John Cleese in a movie was Rat Race.
Rat Race?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're going to talk a lot about John Cleese
and
Monty Python and a little bit about the memoir that he wrote.
So that'll be next time. If you want to find us, we're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. Kendall Bookworms. We're on YouTube. You can watch our vocals there.
Watch our vocals.
Yeah. We don't do a video because, well, we're just not that good looking. Nor do we want to learn how to edit that sort of crap.
Yeah, for $10,000 a month, you can have video.
$10,000 a month? Oh, if they're paying us that?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen.
It has to be $20,000 a month. Actually, we both have to be making $10,000 a month.
Yeah. So I was gonna say you're going a little cheap, Alex. If you please rate us and write reviews and on Apple and Spotify, give us comments on any of these things. We love to read them. Alex, we've already passed 1,000 downloads. We're recording this in June. We've already passed 1,000 downloads this year. We're already past what we did last year. We're going to blow it out. So thank you for all the listeners that are downloading us and getting the word out that to listen to us.
Yeah, and I'm definitely not one of the people who downloads it.
I know. Yeah. Alex is out of our 1,100 downloads. Alex is 500 of them. He's traveling all over the country, all over the world to get these downloads.
Yes, I own 70 phones.
Yeah, so
I pay a lot in Spotify subscriptions.
Yeah, so thanks everyone for finally getting the word out for us. We've been doing this for 3 years, and it's been a slow growth, but we appreciate all you listeners, and so we appreciate hearing from you guys. So please do. We're on all the major podcast apps and most of the obscure ones, so check us out. We're hosted by Podbean. Yeah, that's all I got, Alex. Oh, Alex has got books for sale.
Yes, The Destroyer and Paul Plimpton versus Ragnarok.
You can find those on Amazon. Pay those Bezos dollars for Alex to be able to retire and upgrade from his hovel to a cottage with a thatched roof.
Going from a hovel to an in-law apartment.
Hey, my house is already massive, Alex. We could stick you in the basement.
Yeah.
You could be one of the basement ghosts.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's all I got, Alex. Anything else from you?
That's all I got as well.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you for tuning in, everybody. We appreciate you. And
forgot something.
Oh, no.
Medium.
Oh,
Gotta announce our medium.
Oh, have a medium.
Yeah, Alex and I have mediums. Find our links and the link trees on. I think it's on Spotify or Instagram. You can find it. Alex and I have a competition going on of who can get 100 reads on Medium. I'm also on Substack, so you can read it there if you don't want to be a part of the competition. But if either of us get 100 reads on any of the books we review, we will cover it in the podcast. We are going to be doing one already, maybe 2 from me, pretty soon. Because Alex, my second book is almost 90 reads now. So
yeah, and a couple of mine need 99 more reads to hit 100. So if you want to make Joe read books with titles such as Her Shifter Babe, The Horny Wizard and the Management Consultant, The Haunted Vagina, or The Cock and Me, go give my account a read.
Yeah, okay. So now let's get out of this.
Okay. All right, well, that was The Lost Track of Time. Tune in next time for So Anyway. And until then, I'm Alex.
And I'm Joe.
And this has been Bookworms.
Oh.